Good evening. My name is Jeffrey Rondo, a junior health systems management major from Cleveland, Ohio. Recently, I was hanging out with a few friends, just relaxing, watching television, and talking. And as normal, while watching TV, there was the occasional commercial break. But there was one commercial that stimulated my thoughts. I'm sure you all have seen the commercial as well. If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma, for as many times as I've seen this commercial, I could not tell you what mesothelioma was. As you could probably also guess, I don't know how I could prevent myself or a loved one from contracting it. So I did a little bit of research and found out that mesothelioma is a type of cancer that forms in the mesothelial tissue, which is found in the lungs, stomach, heart, and intestines. It is most commonly contracted due to exposure to asbestos, which is a type of insulation that is no longer used as much due to its correlation with cancer. Now, like I said, I had to go and find this information for myself, which got me to thinking, why don't we see this type of information in the commercials? Now, although I'm a health systems management major, I see myself going into a marketing field of healthcare. Being a very sociable and creative person, I often find myself spreading the word about different things that most college students care about, like parties or places to eat. And as fun as it would be to just host and promote parties for the rest of my life, I want to promote more impactful topics of interest. I want to help bring awareness to a lot of the diseases and conditions that take lives on a daily basis here in America. Part of this will also include me finding ways to educate Americans on preventative measures for these different diseases. In healthcare marketing, there is often a large amount of marketing in reference to the after effects of conditions. We all see the common drug commercials with the extensive list of side effects. However, how often do we see commercials informing us on ways to prevent ourselves from ever contracting these different conditions? We rarely see commercials showing us or explaining how some of the most common or even deadly diseases are acquired or how they can be prevented. Healthcare marketing needs to shift its focus from secondary and tertiary treatment to primary. As healthcare marketers, we need to begin to push more advertisements and commercials that help promote proactive methods of healthcare prevention rather than the oh-so-common reactive methods. When we address these lifestyle changes that can prevent or reduce the prevalence of these conditions, we will help make our country healthier one step at a time. In addition to the reduction in cases, this will put less stress on the output of these drug commercials, as less people will be suffering from them. One ethical issue with the lack of advertisements on primary treatment for chronic diseases is the misprioritization in the field. Close your eyes and picture this situation. You're taking a class here on campus that requires you to submit papers on campus. Your professor wants you to use or warns you of the consequences of failure to submit your assignment with the proper format and how to go about possibly getting the grade exempted or to get a chance to resubmit the assignment. However, your professor doesn't tell you how to format the paper properly and submit it correctly. This is similar to healthcare marketers focusing on informing the public on the after effects or post-diagnosis steps instead of the prevention of them. To a person on the outside looking in, it may seem that the profits of drug companies are being put above the overall initial health of individuals. Being healthcare leaders, our main goal should be to protect and maintain positive health for the greater good, rather than figuring out ways to treat them after already being diagnosed. We have to reinforce that the changes we make now will help make us healthier. I still have to graduate from college and obtain a job in my desired field before I will be able to make this impact on the healthcare field. But in 10 years, I hope to see the healthcare marketing field in a much different light. I hope that in 10 years, when my young children are watching SpongeBob or whatever may be on television at the time, that the commercial breaks aren't informing them on what to do once they've contracted a disease, but what they can do at that current time to prevent themselves from catching it. Thank you.